Hey everybody, this is Jewelyn and Abby. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a combination video of a little haul and a planting with Jewelyn episode. So I just got back from Ross's right up the street and I had a long work week and I actually work tomorrow morning. I'm here in Santa Monica on a Friday afternoon, which really never happens because I'm normally in Las Vegas. But on these Fridays when I am in town, I like to do videos and anything related to planting. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the one planter that I got at Ross's, and then I'm gonna go ahead put on my apron that my grandma made for me, and then we're gonna do the planting for this video. I'm gonna try to use this planter as well in this video. So I got one big planter here, and surprisingly, I don't know why, but this Ross's by my place never has anything good. So I ended up just getting one planter because that's pretty much all they had there. And it was in the cobalt blue and white theme, which I absolutely love. There is a drainage hole there which can be plugged up with this plastic plug, but I'm so happy that there's a drainage hole in here. I'm gonna try to see which one of my plant babies here hanging up here might not do good on a hanging planter, and I'll switch it over to this guy here. So this makes me really happy, and I haven't gotten a planter and gone planter shopping in a while, so this is really huge and I can't wait to see a plant filled in here. I want to talk about, which is not plant related, but there is a plant print on it, is a candle. It's by Bloom and Prosper. It's in tropical palm. It is a 3-wick candle and it smells amazing. So there was two, and there was another one which had like a philodendron leaf on it, and it was in a coconut scent, and I really loved it. But I ended up getting this one instead because of the Monstera print leaves. Now I wish it was in a green and silver aesthetic, but it's fine. I wanted it anyway with this cute leaf, so I can't wait to burn through this candle and then reuse this for something else. But that is all I got in today. I have my apron on, my hair tied back. Let's do some planting. First thing I want to do is a quick switch. So I got my Sansevieria in San Diego in this planter. I'm going to switch it out to this terracotta pot, and it's just my personal preference because the rest of my collection, like these guys, I have 2 of them in this particular style terracotta, and this opened up from a previous plant. So I'm just going to do the quick switch, and I'm going to put another plant that has nothing to do with this type of family into this particular one. So it's just a quick little switch, and I do that from time to time, and I now have this planter available for this guy. So it's going to go right back into where it normally hangs out with the rest of the gang, but now it's going to aesthetically look pleasing just for me, matching the other terracotta planters. And just a little quick update on this, it is doing good. As you can see, the 2 pups are growing really big, and then there's also some new growth here, so I'll definitely have to share this particular baby in the pot of fame for the month of May. So now that that's in its new home, I'm gonna go ahead and use this planter for the cuttings that actually Kat gave me a while back when we went to a Rose Bowl flea market in Pasadena. Now it's been in a water propagated little bottle in my bathroom. There might be some dying and some still not rooted, but for the most part, if you can see here, there's tons of roots. I'm just gonna go ahead and find a little bit of leverage here so that they don't fall out, and I'm gonna place them into the planter that I just emptied out, which she gave me actually for the cuttings that rooted, and the ones that haven't rooted yet, I will go ahead and place back into the bottle for a future planting with Jewelyn episode. Now the interesting thing with Tradescantia is that it is very fragile here. So let's go ahead and add additional dirt here, and I'm gonna plant this up. Okay. I've been meaning to go ahead and plant these cuttings into dirt for a while now, so today is the day. This Sunday is my first day off in a long time. I have 1 day off, and it's going to actually be this Sunday for the month of May. So I'll probably end up doing something plant related. I think this looks really good. I know it looks crazy, but it is cuttings, and these are really fragile. So we'll see how it looks like in a month, but I don't doubt that they'll do just fine in its new home. So these are trailing type of plants, and I'm just gonna leave it like this. So I'm gonna keep you guys updated and let you know what it ends up looking like. But let's go ahead and just kind of even out the cuttings here, and it'll kind of look like this, which looks crazy, but still better than what it was in the bottle, overgrown with water roots. So keeping the theme of cat, and she did do a Meet My Plant Friend episode with me. So if you guys are interested with that, you guys can watch her on my channel a few episodes back. So actually, I think we filmed a week ago. So this is another plant that she gave me when I went over to her house for my Meet My Plant Friend episode. There's tons of blooms here. She ended up getting this, I think, at the 99-cent store. I'm gonna pair it into the planter that my other friend Diana gave me, and I've been meaning to fill this planter with something for a while now, and I think with the bright blooms and the white planter, I think it's gonna look great. I'm just gonna go ahead and fill the bottom up with soil and then see how I like placement. Alright, I think that's good. Let's get it out of the planter which she gave me. I'll use it for something else. And let's place it right in here. I'm gonna hold it up, and then I'm going to then fill in the edges here. What do you guys think about the cute apron that my grandma made me? It matches my new upholstered wicker chair set that's living in my patio. I think it is very cute and I love it. Okay, wow, this is taking up a lot of soil. We'll see how long these blooms last, because I know blooms are not forever, but it's very aesthetically pleasing to see this in my collection, because I don't really have a lot of bright blooms in my collection. So I'm creating mess here, but I have my potting tray, so I'm not really worried about that. Just want to make sure that I love the placement and the height of this here. Oh my goodness, I think it looks fantastic. So the plant was given to me by my plant friend Kat, and the planter was given to me by my bestie Diana, which I will hopefully get her into plants soon. But what do you guys think about this? I think it looks fantastic, so I'm so glad that worked out. Okay, moving along to this particular little cutting. We'll do this one. So I have the little ice cream cone planter that I have tons of, and I have my little cutting here. Do you guys remember the donkey's tail that I found in San Diego a long time ago? It was just on the ground. There's a lot of water roots here, so I want to go ahead and plant it up. It's just been living in my bathroom, and I think it's time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fill up this, and I will use the end of my little toothbrush here to create a little hole for this guy, and I'm gonna try to place it so that there's room for growth. And I'm gonna go ahead and give it a nice planter instead of a nursery planter, because I work really hard on getting these roots to grow on me. So it looks a little small in here, but I'm gonna keep an eye on it, and I'll definitely do updates on this. And it looks just like that, but I will go ahead and give it a planter, a nice one, because it worked really hard for the last 5 months it's been with me. So I wish this little baby luck in its new graduated home. Now I'm trying to think, what am I gonna do next here? Speaking of rescue, let's go ahead and rescue this guy into a new planter here. So do you remember this particular plant? It's one of 3 that I rescued from Star Nursery in Las Vegas. It was in the trash and it didn't look like anything. Well, guys, look at all this growth. Now this is easily, I want to say, I don't know, maybe 5 months or more, and all this growth is new. It didn't look like this, and it was going to get thrown away. So I got this plant for free. The other 2 doesn't look as full as this, but when it does get this full, I will go ahead and do a Planting with Jewelyn episode, planting it up. But this is my nicest one, and I said, you know what? We're gonna place it in the planter that I got from TJ Maxx. So I'm going to dump the rest of the dirt in here. There is a drainage hole in here, so that's good. And let's see what it looks like in its new home. That bird just doesn't want to stop. It's been making a lot of noise, like ever since I got home. Okay. And I always save my nursery planters for future rescues or cuttings that are not ready to be planted up in a Planting with Jewelyn episode in a nice planter. So I can't believe this is happening. This is such a big deal, guys. I've been like waiting for the day I could plant one of them into a nice planter, and today is the day. So here guys, this is the finished look. What do you think? I think it matches great in this planter, and I'm so happy I'm able to plant up this rescue that I found in the trash. So you just never know, and I just gave it a little bit of love, and months later it is now a beautiful plant. And if you even take a look here, there is little growth here, so I'm definitely gonna have to share this plant baby on the pot of fame for the month. The thing I want to do is make a switch here. So this is my biggest Pilea baby that I have propagated out of the 4 of them, and actually this is one from the second propagated babies that I ended up making off of the mother plant, and is the biggest one. And I know you can still keep it in here, but I think it's time to go ahead and place it into a bigger planter. I'm gonna do a quick switch with the planter that my oxalis is currently living in, because as you can tell, it is very sparse looking and it just doesn't look good. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this guy out of this planter, which I feel so bad about, but it is time to make a shift here, and I'm gonna place it into the nursery planter that I just emptied out, and let's see what happens here. Poor thing. I don't know, let me know what you guys think about oxalis, because they're very finicky plant. I know you can cut them back and they're gonna grow better, but I will see what happens with this, guys. And obviously I'm gonna put fertilizer on it and see what happens, but for now it'll just be in my little rescue section here outside of my home here in the patio, and I'll give it a little love and see if it will regrow itself. But I think it didn't look very nice sparse in that beautiful blue planter on my countertop in my kitchen. So for now, it'll live here in this planter. Wish this guy luck. Now that this one is open up for a new baby, I'm gonna go ahead and take this Pilea cutting out of this planter. I'll be interested to see when I use this panda planter for another baby. So let's check out the root system here. Everything looks like it's right here, and let's put this in here, empty it out. We're gonna bring up the dirt here. And this is Miracle Grow soil that I did use on my channel previously. Let's put a little bit more because I want it to be up there in the planter. Then we'll make some space here. It's nice and filled. And let's see how this looks like. Now I know this is a really big planter for this particular propagated baby, but in time it will fill this planter up, and I think it'll look super cute. So I think I want a little bit more dirt. Let's see here. Give it one good large scoop. That's good. Here. And all of my Pileas are living in my bathroom. I will do an updated plant tour very soon. It's so hard when I get up before 5 a.m. for work here, and by the time I get home I'm so tired and the lighting's really bad. So one day soon I'll do an updated bathroom plant tour, but for now this baby is in its new home. Let's see how fast it fills out this planter. And I think it looks so cute. I didn't think I was gonna replant this baby in this particular planter, switching it out with the oxalis, but why not? I think it deserves it. It looks so cute. So I will definitely keep you posted on all of my Pileas, but this is my biggest propagated baby out of the 4, and let's see what it looks like in the next couple of weeks. It looks so cute. I may have to fill up more soil in the bucket here, but I wanted to go ahead and get my string of coins, my silver dollar plant, out of its hanging nursery planter, and I'm gonna try to see what it looks like in this particular owl planter that I got, believe from the Rosses, which is the same Rosses that I went to today for the other planter. So it's been hanging out on my patio. I'm pretty sure I might leave it in my patio. Otherwise, I'll try to see if I can find a place for it in my home. And I will save this particular hanging basket for an upcoming baby, which I don't know when that will happen, but let's see here. Very tricky. Here it is, without damaging the plant. Alright, now if you guys watch my potting bench tour, you see where I store all of my hangers. So let's go ahead and cupcake this out. And as you can see here, there's tons of roots. And I'm going to place a little bit of soil on the bottom so they have something to grow into. And see what it looks like. Okay, we need to put more. They're so fragile. Okay, without breaking or damaging anybody here. Let's fill up the whole planter. Now I do see some fallouts and I never throw them out. In fact, look at this here. So this looks not good. I'm gonna tear this off, but there's a lot of roots here, so I'm gonna put this in, I'm trying to think, maybe, you know what I'm gonna do, guys? I'm gonna put it into here so that it will grow in there in time. And then the other two, what I'll do is I'll use the bottle that I took the donkey's tail cutting out of and place it in there. But that is what happens when you replant things. Things fall apart. And here is another one. I'm going to use this as a cutting as well. But for the most part, I don't want them to fall apart because they belong together. I feel so bad. Okay, fragile plant here. Let's see what the situation is. Need a little bit more soil. So let me go ahead, fill my little bucket up with more soil. Okay, so this is what the current condition of the plant looks like. I'm gonna slowly fill up the loose space here to get the plant a little bit more grounded in the planter here without breaking off any of them. So apparently this is a very delicate plant. As I took it out, it kind of fell apart here. But I'm gonna go ahead and just stuff down the soil here to get it nice and grounded in this planter and try to not have any other pieces fall apart from it. I think it looks absolutely adorable in this owl planter. At first I didn't know what I was gonna put in this owl planter, but I think this works out great. And I see a lot of people styling this particular plant on Instagram very interestingly. That's a word. So now mine is in a cool planter and I think it looks so cute. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of space this out so that they can grow out in different directions, but I don't want to really pull them apart. Here's another one that fell apart. So I have a bunch of little babies, but I don't want to have them fall apart here. So what do you guys think? This is the current situation of my silver dollar string of coins. Let's go ahead and set this to the side, and I know what plant is going to go into my new plant. Go ahead and plant my last plant baby. I'm going to go ahead and put these fallouts, which are already rooted, into planters. I may go ahead and just stick it in my panda since it is empty. And I actually have one more animal planter empty. I'll go ahead and separate them and see how they do in this planter. Now I could just put it in a nursery planter and call it a day, but I think this plant is so cute that it deserves a cute planter. Let's see here. Get it to stick up a little. I will also do updates on this as well. And then I may trim that top part off. It doesn't look like it makes sense there. Let me bring it up a little bit more. Okay, I think good. Now we just wait. Hopefully I see growth coming. I believe there will be growth because I see you. You got roots. You're so cute. So here is the new home for this fallout. Let me go get the other animal plant. Here's my other one that was living on my potting bench, emptied out. We'll use it for the other fallout that is rooted. That looks good. And then, let's see here. So this one has roots, as you can see. Finger. And then I'm going to edge it in and get it to where it can stand up on its own. Weather is gloomy in Santa Monica. What's going on? I'll probably end up taking Evie to the park for a walk for sunset since we are here on a Friday. Feels weird not to be dancing in Vegas right now, but I'll be there in a week. Stubborn roots here. Put some pressure on it so it'll stay up. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it like this, and I'll keep this in my bathroom, these two little guys, because for some reason the lighting in my bathroom is so good. All of my plants thrive in there. Do a little bit more. It's very fussy, this little guy, but I have patience to get it to where I want it to be. There it is. So the little cutting is in here, and this is what it looks like side by side. So they will live in my bathroom with the rest of the Pilea babies, and we'll see how it does in the upcoming months. But for now, I have them in here, which doesn't necessarily need to be in there so soon because it's just a little fallout. But here's another one with some roots. I'm gonna go ahead and stick it into the water propagated bottle that my little donkey's tail was in, along with these two guys that are not rooted, and let's see what happens. I got two with no roots and one with roots, and it'll just live here, and I can just have it on my potting bench with the rest. All right, last minute thing that I decided I wanted to do in this episode. I'm gonna do a couple switches here. So this is my biggest jade that I first actually purchased in Las Vegas for about $40 from Moon Valley Nursery, I believe. It is in a small planter. As you can see, it is fully grown out of this particular planter. It's time to switch out, and I actually have a planter that's been stored on my potting bench for a good minute that's slightly bigger. I want to go ahead and put this big baby into a little bit larger planter, which is a lot of breath right here. So as you can see, the big difference here, there is no drainage hole in here, but my jade is very easy grower, so I'm not going to get worried about that. Place them side by side and see how easy it is to shift this guy into the new home here. Is it grounded? Can I wiggle it out? I'm going to put some soil in here that my friend Kat gave me today from work. She gave me 4 bags of soil. I guess her neighbor had moved out and gave her soil. So this is potting soil for containers. I'm just gonna fill the bottom with it. See how that works out here. And then let's put this in its new home. And then I'm gonna fill the edges up with the rest of the soil here. And I do see a lot of fallouts, but I'm not worried because this thing is such an easy grower. I don't know what happened here, but I'll propagate this into a bottle. And I do have a jade farm in my home because every time I walk past my big tree in my front yard, which is featured on my channel, I always see cuttings on the ground from the wind, and I always pick them up and I bring them into my patio and then grow them into the propagated babies that they are now. So let's place this on the side. I'll use that for a different plant baby in a second. Let's get the fallouts on the side. I'm gonna fix this to stand up the way how I want it to be, and then fill out the edges here. I think that's about right. You know what? This looks really good. I like that. It looks good. So I have the leftover soil. Thank you, Kat. It was used right away, which worked out really good. I'll have to send her a picture of the plant that I ended up using the soil she gave me for. And I'll probably end up using 2 bags of the soil that she gave me to fill up the edges here. Okay. I've been up since 4:30 a.m. and I'm still going, but I really wanted to get these into new homes, and I can't wait to see them in this beautiful paired planter. Now this particular planter was emptied out. I think my elephant's food was in here, and I emptied it out a while back into a smaller planter. So you never know when it's gonna get refilled, but I think this matches perfect. And anytime I have a planter, guys, that has designs on it, I tend to like to put solid green plant babies in it because I think it looks like better together. And I think the ones that have a lot of different variations in it, I like to have it in a plain planter. I think that works best, at least for my eyes, if possible. So Jade is fully green with a little bit of sunburn, and this sunburn was from Las Vegas. So it's still looking good though, and it's growing, so I'm not gonna get stressed out. Wow, Kat, I ended up using the whole bag for this particular planter, so thank you. Just never know. I got 3 more bags, so thank you, Kat, for the soil. It's very sweet of you. She brought it to work today. I think that looks good. Do a little bit more. I might as well use the rest of these. Let's see here. I'm gonna shift it around the other sections here. Okay. Let's see. Bring it up a little. This bird just won't stop. I think it's watching me up in the tree. I do have a bird bath in my patio, but they never go in it because I don't put water in it. I'm afraid that the ants, and I'm gonna track other things. And I have like a solar fountain, so the sun never gets in my patio, so it never gets solarized, if that's the word. It never gets enough juice to give me a little water stream. I think that looks good. I'm gonna just leave it as that and see what happens. I'm not gonna water this because there was water in it, probably from the rain. So that is going to be its new home for a while. It's been living in this planter, guys, for a good minute. I want to say a year, over a year. So it's time. This thing really filled out, and I'm just kind of cleaning it up because I do have a tree above me, which I always talk about, that give me lots of trash. But that looks good. What do you guys think? Here it is in its new plant home. I think it works great. So now I have that planter available for so this particular planter was housing my big Jade. It's now empty. I have this particular cutting that's been living in a water propagated station here on my potting bench, and this is a big cutting that my plant friend Tanya gave me. If you guys watch my Meet My Plant Friend episode, she gave me a bunch of different cuttings, and this was the only one that I didn't tear apart into smaller little babies, and there was roots in it, and it actually did really well in the water, and it's only been in the water, I want to say, for a little over a week. So take a look at all of the water roots right here. Now I can leave this in the water a little bit longer, and here's the top part here. but I'm not gonna do that. It's time to put it in. These are not very fussy plants, and there was already roots when I got it, so I'm gonna place the water down. That's about right. Or maybe I might put it in something else, I don't know. But I think this is gonna fill up really nicely, so let's just give it a whirl. I can always switch it out. I'm gonna use the soil that Kat gave me. So thank you, Kat. Using bag number 2 here. Let's plant it up. Probably right there, and then I'll make a little hole for it. See how I like placement. It's a very hardy root here. Probably want it a little lower. What do you guys think? Lower. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it like this. It's a big root here. I think like this. This looks good. And let's fill the planter with the rest of the soil. I'll probably end up using the whole bag with this one. That's how I like it right there. It looks crazy, but we'll see what happens. I am creating a mess. My grandma's seeing this right now. She was here. She would think I'm crazy. Okay. See? Doesn't look nice, guys. I will go ahead and switch it to a different planter. A lower planter, because this one is on the tall side. I'm covering the root up with dirt here. Fall out. This particular leaf, it is not doing good. Okay, let's see. Do I like it like this? Does it look crazy? Do I want it lower? I think it might be alright, guys. I'm just gonna leave it in here for now. If I decide later I want to put it in a planter that's a little lower, in, like size-wise, shorter, because this particular type of succulent I think works best in like shorter planters. But for now, like this. See what happens. I don't know what is. Let's say this is a good side. I don't know. Just thought it'd be a good idea to just put another plant back right in it. And I wanted to do this cutting in today's episode, and instead of waiting until who knows when I do another planting with Jewelyn episode. So I leave in a week to Vegas, so see if I do another planting with Jewelyn episode before that. Alright, so this cutting looks crazy, yes I know, but for now, it'll live in this planter. I don't know. What do you guys think? To be determined. I'll leave it in here. Find its way into the planter. And I'll check up on it over the weeks. But for now, like there's a lot of leaves that have died off. I'll go ahead and trim it off. So this is not looking nice. Take it off. But I'll clean it up after. The main thing is that it's in dirt and it didn't need to be in water. I got the planter here emptied out. There's nothing in here. I took the little plastic plug out. Now I have this particular plant here, and it actually just came right out of the sand pot that it's been living in for a while. This is my beautiful and ever so growing rubber plant. As you can see, there's a baby here. I'm just gonna leave it on, but it is growing out of its original planter, which is right here. You can see the difference in size. I wanted to go ahead and give it an upgrade. Why not? It's probably one of my most thriving plants in my collection. I'm gonna use this for another house plant, maybe in this episode, because I have so many in need of homes. Let's go ahead and I'll use the additional there. I'm gonna bring it up probably. What do you think? Like right here a little bit. So let's use this here. empty this out. And I'll try to see if I can plant up a baby. That sand pot just got emptied in this episode. And I love seeing my plant babies in new homes. Thank you, Kat, for the potting soil. I didn't think I was going to use it all today, but I think it will. It's going to be all gone by the end of this video. So let's see if that was enough to get it to the height I want it to be. I think so. So now that I like placement here, I'm going to fill up the edges without making a mess. Okay, here goes nothing. Do that. Push it to the side. This is probably one of my biggest cobalt blue and white planters. I think it is. And I'm glad it's going to my rubber plant because this rubber plant is so stunning. It's such a giver. And I can't believe how tall it's grown. Now the one that I have at my mom's house is on the shorter, bushier side, which is also beautiful, aesthetically pleasing to the eye. I should have gotten one because I was like, no, I already have a rubber plant, but that one is like, you know, a different aesthetic than mine. Mine's is like one stem and tall, and the one that I got her is like short and bushy. What do you guys think? Love it. I don't know how this worked out, but it did. When I found the planter today, I didn't know what plant I was going to put it in, but I knew I had somebody to fit it in. Okay, good enough. What do you guys think? I'm gonna bring this down without making a mess. Okay, here it is. I think it looks stunning. What do you guys think? So beautiful. I love it. This is probably my favorite plant and planter combination, and I think I got it right in the center. So I'm now gonna find my last plant, guys, to fill up that sand pot that just got emptied out from this rubber plant. It was a tough one to see who I was gonna put in the empty sand pot because that is one of my favorite planters. They're very inexpensive. I probably only got it for maybe under $5, $4 I'm thinking on sale at Star Nursery in Las Vegas. And then I'm gonna get this hook off. I'm always struggling with the plastic hooks. There we go. Without breaking this beautiful obovata, speckled in all its glory. Hoya, I love it. And as you can see, there's new baby growth here. Oh my goodness, I have to feature this particular baby in my pot of fame for May because there's tons of growth here. So I think it's gonna work out. Let's go ahead and fill the bottom up with some soil. I'm gonna end up using all of this here. Thank goodness for my portable potting tray. Helping me not create mess here. Let's shimmy this out. Oh, it's grown so much on me. Like literally. Let's see how the root system is. Come out, baby. Oh yeah, it was time. Look at all these roots. What do you look like in here? Oh my, you look adorable. So cute. Alright, I am going to use my potting soil to top it off here. Since it's right here. I do have one more bag that Kat gave me, but this is right here. So let's do that. Edge it in. Oh, I wasn't expecting this. This is going to be the last plant, guys, for today's episode, and I think this is a good one. It was time to replant this one in here, and it's been on my little hanging section here in my patio for a good minute, and I was thinking, am I gonna leave it in a hanging planter? Am I gonna put it in a regular planter? Just you know, I don't know. This style can go either way, I guess, because it does have a trailing effect to it. But at the same time, it's also beautiful and aesthetically pleasing in a planter that's not hanging. And I think that looks really stunning. Let's go ahead and lift this up a little. Alright, let's shift the dirt to get it to where I want it to be. I think I want it like this. That looks perfect. This down. And do a little turn here and see what I'm working with. Oh, so cute. That looks good. That looks fantastic. Okay, now that I see what's going on here, I'm gonna put the rest of the soil in the last few spaces and edges here. There. I think that's gonna do it. Oh, I see a little baby leaf down there. So cute. Definitely one of my top 10 plants. I don't know. I'm going to have to do another top 10 very soon. I'll do it before the end of the month because it constantly changes with new babies coming into my collection. But this is definitely part of my top 10 along with my rubber plant that was living in here. So that was fast that I just filled up some planters here in my collection. What do you guys think about this pairing? I think it looks stunning. And let me know if you have this Hoya. I'm definitely wanting to grow my Hoya collection for the rest of the year. Okay, I decided to do this really last minute and the sun, as you can see, is changing in the patio. Do you guys remember this philodendron that I picked up? I think I was with my grandma in Las Vegas. It's still living in its nursery planter, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it in one of the planters that I've had empty. It's never been filled. Wow, this is like in need of a home. Okay, here's the root system. It's time, way past time. I'm gonna put it in this particular planter right here, which I got from Star Nursery for $10 on sale. So I'm gonna use the rest of the soil that Kat gave me literally like an hour ago, and I'm gonna use it all because this is a very tall planter. But I felt bad, you know, I was gonna wrap up the video and then it was like next to me, not in a home, and very overgrown. It's grown so much since I've gotten it, so I was like, no, I need to do this one last plant baby before I wrap up the video. It's actually growing funny because that planter was in a interesting spot in my patio, so it was reaching for the light. I'm gonna try to see where it looks. In the center here, I think this way right here, and then in time it'll shift towards the sun and then even itself out. Wow, I used up all of the soil, Kat. Do you believe that? Actually, I do. So I know it's leaning to the side, but I'll have it reshift itself after I place it in a better lighting situation. But I think that looks good. Let's see if I can work it a little bit more to the center. Edge that in there. I think that's better. Wow, I used it all up. Good. Went to good use. There's that bird again. And it is pretty late in the evening. It's 4 o'clock and I'm still doing this video. And I didn't eat lunch yet, so time to wrap up the video. Alright, and here is the finished babies from today's episode. I actually didn't think I had this much to plant up. I thought I only had 4, guys. So this is a very nice surprise here, and I think they look absolutely adorable. The bird is still going, and I ganged them up here in front of the house since the lighting is better here than in my patio right now. I think they look so cute. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap up the video here because I have them all ganged up and I think they look absolutely adorable. What do you guys think about all of my plant babies? I think I'm super happy about a few things here. For instance, my little Pilea has finally gotten a bigger home, as well as a lot of cuttings that's just been floating around in my collection. And I'm super happy about this one too. This was a nice surprise that my beautiful rubber plant has a beautiful new home, and everything looks fantastic. Let me know down in the comments below what was your favorite plant that got planted up in today's episode, as well as the combination plant and planter. I love to hear your thoughts. I want to go ahead and dedicate this Planting with Jewelyn episode to my grandma and my grandpa. This is my first episode that I am filming without my grandma here, as well as my first episode with my grandpa's passing. So I want to go ahead and dedicate this video to them. I know my grandpa really got a kick out of telling me that I had a big nursery in my home, and I thought that was really cute of him. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought about the plant babies that I planted up today. Until next time, aloha. Bye.